Okay, so in this video right here, I want to show you how to diagnose a engine light problem. It says right there, see where it says check engine light, okay, and it says track off and vehicle skid control. Basically, there's something wrong with my car, and that's why the check engine light is on. That's the brake. It shows that I have parked my parking brake, and that temperature says that my engine is cold, which I just started this morning. But I've been having that problem for about 2 months, 3 months. But I'm just lazy and I didn't want to fix it. So today I finally have time to check this engine light problem. That little blinking light right there says that I have not put on my seatbelt. But hey, you know what? I'm not going anywhere. So the problem here is a check engine light, traction off, and vehicle skid control. So we're trying to find out why these are on. So I have my handy dandy OBD2 code reader here. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna be doing vehicle diagnostic. Okay. And what I'm doing is I'm going to read codes. Okay. And right now it's attempting to read code. So you have control system purge flow fault. And I know exactly what that is. So P0441. So it's this little thingamajigger that is bad. It's a vacuum control. Okay. So let's go take a look in the front. So this is my engine, and this is the problem. You see this right here? It's nodding, saying that it needs help. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, this is what's wrong with it. There's two little wires that have been torn off or cut off, and see that right there? They go here, and that goes here. And due to the vibration, see that constant vibration there? They finally worked themselves loose. See, it's shaking because it knows that I'm looking at it. Just kidding. So let me turn up the engine. And what we're going to do, we are going to take this off. We're going to take this thing off. And instead of buying a new one, which I don't really want to because I know I could fix that already, we're going to solder this into that and this into that. So that's what we're going to do. Or there's another option. We're going to take this thing off and we're going to put these two wires back in there. So that's what we're going to have to do. So to do this job, you have to have a OBD2 reader, a code reader. And to do this, once you have a unit like this from your local parts store, you just go underneath here and plug it here. See that? Plug it there. And it'll diagnose your engine. So that's what we have to do. Okay, so I've gotten this thing off. Okay, it's this thing right there, here. It's that little part right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I could either take this out. If I can't take this out, then I'm going to have to attempt to solder this into there, like that. Okay, but I'm going to try to see if I can take this out. Okay, so here's another thing that I discovered. And the reason why this thing was shaking like that was because there's a bolt that goes here to here, okay, from there. So, from here. And that came loose. And so that's why this thing was shaking like this, causing that to break, the connections to break. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for a bolt that'll fit into these threads right here. Okay, so once we could find the right bolt, then what we're going to do is we're going to bolt this into here snugly. In order to do that, I have to take off this air filter right here, air filter housing right here. Flip it over, and then that's when I can bolt it in. So, okay, so now I have the filter housing out here. To do that, just unclip this clip right here and this clip right here, and just take it out. And of course, you're going to have to disconnect this hose from the unit that broke off here, and this hose goes to that like this. Okay, and then you're going to have to loosen this hose right here too, in order to take the housing off like this. So now, see this? I'm going to have to bolt this onto there, like so, like that. Okay. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to bolt from the bottom here up. So I happen to find a bolt, this one, it's too short. So what I need to do is I need to find a longer bolt so that it'll go into the bottom. It'll bolt into the bottom here. Okay. So I'm going to go find a bolt. Okay, so now I found the bolt for here. It's not particularly the right thread, but I'm going to make it work. So I'm going to go underneath here, okay, and bolt this thing, hook this thing under here, install it like that so that it won't come out again. Okay, and then I'll come back and work on the hose here, on the connections here. Okay, so I've I've soldered these two together like this. So I'm gonna put plastic insulation here. I'll be right back. Yeah, so I'm gonna seal this with the rubber plastic seal. This is so that they don't ever make contact, and it's also waterproof. And if this falls apart again, I'll just buy a new connector. And voila. So that's that, and I'm gonna install this back to where it was, and go on from there, just like that. And that's how you put it back on. You put everything back on here. Oh, I need to tighten this with my other hand. Okay, so now this is installed. It's tightened. I got this. This goes here. This little clip goes in here. This little clip goes in here. As you can see, the plastic seals that I put, it's wiped on. It's right there, so it should be waterproof. So here we go. It's for the test. And to the engine check. So we have the traction is still on, the traction light is still on, the VSC light is still on, the engine check light is still on. So being that they are still on, I haven't driven it, so this is the first time I've turned on the engine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the I'm going to erase the code so that the P0441 will disappear. Okay, so this is how you turn off the engine check light with the OBD2 reader here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to erase codes, and it says, are you sure you want to erase diagnostic results and codes? So I say yes. So then command is sent, and so now we'll see. And so right now it's off. So that's how you erase the codes there. And there's another way of doing it by just unplugging the battery. But when you do that, it really messes up the computer, and the computer has to reset. So that's how you fix the code, or the engine check light with the code for the evap control valve right there. And that's how you do it. And so I hope that this video will be helpful to people if they should encounter a similar problem like mine.